was exactly 1 year ago today, March 24th of 2025, when an anesthesiologist in Hawaii allegedly attempted to kill his wife on a hiking trail by bashing her head in with a rock. Thank you to my follower Felicia, who came into my private messages and suggested I cover this one. This trial started last week. It is the trial of Dr. Gerhardt Konig, and he is accused of second-degree attempted murder. Now, I've only just done a preliminary search on this, so I got to dig into this. Give me some time. But old Gerhardt, apparently what he did was he and his wife, Ariel, they lived in Maui. They were in Oahu celebrating her birthday. They go on this hike, the top of this trail in the forest. They're about to turn around and come back down, and that is when the scuffle occurs. According to the prosecutor, a man named Joel Garner, in his opening statement, which took place last Thursday, he says that Konig started a fight with his wife, that they had a scuffle. He pushed her toward the edge of a cliff. They scuffled. She fought back. They ended up on the ground wrestling. According to Ariel, that he had a syringe and a vial of some sort of something, and she smacked it out of his hand. She tried to grab for the vial. She managed to get whatever, I guess this would be, weapons out of his hand, and then he grabbed a jagged rock. And while he was on top of his wife, he started hitting her repeatedly in the head. Now, see, the biggest problem for Dr. Konig is there were eyewitnesses. Not just Ariel, his wife, who survived to tell the tale, but there were two other women who heard her screaming. And as they approached, they saw him on the ground on top of his wife, holding the rock in his hand like this. So they rush to help. He runs off. They help the wife. They help her back down the hill. It starts an hours-long manhunt for Dr. Gerhardt Konig, and the police finally find him as he's exiting the forest a couple of hours later. But the good doctor also called his son after the incident and allegedly confessed. According to the son, he's going to testify. Konig called him and said, I'm not going to make it back. I tried to kill Ariel, but she got away. He also claims in this call with the son that Ariel was cheating on him and that he was at the, quote, end of his rope. Dr. Konig claims that several months earlier, he had discovered that Ariel was exchanging flirty text messages with a coworker using WhatsApp, confronted her. They went to therapy. She says that everything was getting better. She thought that this problem had been put aside and that he no longer resented her for this. But I guess apparently he maybe still did. Now, the defense, in their opening statements, they said the exact opposite was true, that it was Ariel who started the fight, that he'd said something about the affair. She started the fight. She attacked him. She pushed him. They ended up on the ground. She was the one that was the aggressor. He grabbed the rock. I'm guessing, I'm going to use the word self-defense, but I don't know if that's what they're claiming. But anyway, he grabbed the rock and he did hit her in the head, like in the moment. He has said he is not guilty of attempting to murder his wife. His defense attorney denies that the phone call to the son was a confession. He says that it was more apologizing to the son, like, I'm sorry, we're not coming home. This incident has occurred. He was more sorry that the marriage was going to be over and he wasn't sure if he was going to see his son again. The attorney also goes on to say that following the incident, he wasn't hiding or evading while he was in the woods for hours. He was actually contemplating self-harm, and many times thought, should he just throw himself off a cliff? Should he just do something to harm himself because he wasn't in his right frame of mind? And then finally, he decided to walk out of the forest, and that is when the police apprehended him. Ariel Konig is supposed to take the stand today. It is Tuesday, the 24th. I got to go back and look and see who testified yesterday. I'll bring you a report to that, but she's supposed to testify today. The two women who sort of interrupted the attack, the two eyewitnesses, they're supposed to testify. The son is set to testify. They also have photos for the jury of the bloody path where the attack took place. And then they also recovered a bloody jagged rock from the scene. So more to come on this. The trial of Dr. Gerhardt Konig is underway in Hawaii.